Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today's topic is I'm worth it. Now, sometimes that can be a big argument in our head, isn't it? How worthwhile we feel. And I wanted to clear some energy around that. And I also wanted to you to think about, how your parents would have felt when they felt pregnant with you. Some people were not expecting a child, or some people were and very excited. But whatever and however your circumstances were, you came into this world at the right time, and you are an amazing person. And whatever your job is here on this earth, you came here to do it at the time, and there are no mistakes about that. To clear some energy so that you could feel worthwhile and could feel that it's going to be easier to take care of yourself. All right, so let's begin with our crown chakra. All right, I am resolving and releasing all my problems. So often we can see that we see our problems as a terrible thing or a hard thing to overcome. But when you listen to people's near-death experiences, on the other side, they see growth as wonderful. And so any experience that helps us to grow is perceived as a good thing, whereas we perceive a good thing as being, sitting around and, having a good time and not being bothered. But that's not necessarily what makes us grow. So it's like wanting us to have the experiences that make us grow. And of course, they're the things that stretch us, isn't it? I guess it's like going to the gym and gradually you increase what you can do, or if you can't increase the weight, you increase the reps. So it's like allowing the spiritual growth to happen that we came here for. All right, so now we're going to go into layers of the aura. So the fifth layer of the aura. Okay. So the fifth layer of the aura is the master copy of the physical body. And so we need that part of the aura to be good. Good morning, Elizabeth. So emotions stuck in there. Feeling offended. So what do you feel offended about? Is someone not doing the right thing by you? Are you mad with yourself that you perhaps can't change the situation that you're in? All right, so now we're going to go into the 10th layer. Sorry, the 10th chakra. All right, I exist and rejoice. Well, I guess there is a certain joy in being alive, isn't it? That we have a body, that we have the opportunity to be on the earth, to see the beautiful things and to hear music and to hear birds and animals and, to hear running water, to hear the wind rustling in the trees. All of those things are wonderful to experience. So this chakra is strengthened by outdoor activities. So, what is your favorite outdoor activity? What do you like to do? All right, and an affirmation here, I always have a choice. Sometimes life is really hard and we don't feel that we have a choice, but we always do have a choice. We may not be able to change the circumstances, but we have the opportunity to change our attitude towards the circumstance and to allow the circumstance to teach us what it's supposed to teach. All right, so we're going up into the galactic chakra. All right, so an oil comes up, so passion oil. And as always, is there somewhere in your body that's complaining? All right, so this is from Essential Emotions. When appropriate, passion encourages individuals to take risks, to confidently face their fears, and to break free from the limitations they place on themselves. It challenges individuals to use their creativity and imagination to fulfill their life's true desires. In short, when life has become a dull set of routines and obligations, passion acts as a reminder to rediscover one's inner passion. So one of the negative emotions that we could have that you could use the passion for is self-denial. So not acknowledging what we need, not thinking about what we want. And so that might help us to be a little bit more creative. All right. So let's go back into the crown chakra. All right, so Elizabeth says, I'm stressed. All right, so T8 in your body, so that's to do with your immune system. So obviously storing some stress there. So spleen, low self-esteem, a low immune system, lack of energy, vitality. You could have cough, mucus, and lack of drive. All right, so underneath it's bringing up age 8. So where were you and what were you doing when you were 8? I just want to grab a book. Okay. Okay, so Elizabeth says settling into a new place when she was what did we say? 8. All right, so what's hiding here is tense will. So what was difficult, that you couldn't express what you really felt. Oh, good morning, Jackie. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the 8th chakra. All right, so I make a difference. So sometimes we don't feel like we do make a difference, but you absolutely do. And sometimes we cannot see the ripple effect of, the difference that we're making. We may not be able to see the people that we've affected, or, someone that we've inspired to do something. All right, so feeling stuck. Okay. All right, so back into the brow chakra. All right, I focus on what I love and it comes to me. I choose to be happy and balanced. All right, so something stuck in the bones in our head. So at the front, on the right. So some stuck feelings. Subconscious belief that life must have burdens. So often we feel that. We feel that it's just one burden after the other. So there was a story about a man that went, he got a new truck, much to his wife's disgust, and he lived in an area where it was snow and they needed firewood. So he drove up into the mountains to go and cut some firewood. But when he got to where he was going, he got stuck, and the truck wouldn't go forward, wouldn't go backward. He was absolutely stuck. So he decided, since he was stuck anyway, he would go and get the firewood, and he loaded up the truck. And what happened was, when he loaded the truck, the extra load gave him more traction, and he was able to get his car out of where he was stuck. So we see the load as a problem, but sometimes the load is what gives us the friction or the traction to be able to move. So if we didn't have a load, we may not move at all. So sometimes the load is what helps us to be able to get moving forward. But we can sometimes see the load as a problem and we want to be unloaded. But I think, like the truck, we need a load to be able to get that traction needed and to start moving. All right, so I'm working with my load. Age 4. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 4? All right, so there's something else in the back of the head. On the left side. Some emotion stuck in the back of the head. What's coming up is being double-minded. So sometimes we want to, be healthy or do the right thing, but then we want to go and eat something that we shouldn't be eating. So I find this struggle a lot. So it's like deciding what we really want and working towards it. So sometimes our past is affecting our now. So it's like the experiences that happened to us have changed how we are. And so it's like we want to use our addictions to soothe whatever it is that we felt from childhood. Right, so we're going to go into root chakra. Okay. All right, so this is silver and it's about 6 inches above or 15 centimeters above the crown chakra. All right, so sometimes we have difficulty understanding the lessons that are contained in the difficulties that we're facing at the moment. So also what we view through media leaves imprints of negative nature, images and feelings of suffering. So being careful about what you watch, what you allow in, because everything that we see and hear and experience gets stored in our brain. So it's like we need to be quite selective in what we allow in. So something else that would help is creative expression. So how do you creatively express yourself? Are you a dance person? Do you write poetry? Are you a singer? Do you paint? Do you sketch? How is it that you create? Because using our mind creatively helps to express the things that are stuck. So the wild orange oil. Wild orange is a beautiful oil. It's about abundance. Wild orange also assists an individual's natural creative sense. It inspires limitless solutions for problems and issues. One never needs to live in fear. Wild orange invites individuals to completely let go as a child does and to live from their true self. At a person's core, there is abundance. Sharing, playing, relaxing, and enjoying the bounties of life. These are the gifts bestowed by wild orange oil. So, just looking at some affirmations. All right, I smile for no reason and my physical energy is restored. So that's a beautiful affirmation, isn't it? To just smile. And the act of smiling, I think, helps lift us. All right, I know exactly how much to give and share only that which will not bankrupt me. I have no need for fear as I'm always divinely guided and know which is my best next step. All right, let's go into our solar plexus chakra. Good morning, Elizabeth. All right, I make all of my life choices in the interest of my highest growth and learning. Because sometimes we only want to make choices in terms of our comfort, isn't it? What feels comfortable and easy. Whereas, I guess in any situation we can ask God, what do you want me to learn here? How will I grow? All right, I am enough. And I think we're definitely loved as we are and worthy as we are to accept help, but we also are here to grow. So it's like, how would you have me grow? Where is it the next step? All right, I love myself. Sometimes that's the hardest job, isn't it? Because we can see our faults and we can be angry about our faults. All right. All right, my life. Oh, hi, Kathy. Good morning. My life is one success after another. And sometimes we don't look at difficult experiences as success, but maybe we can change our view on that and just see that what we learned through the difficulty, how we've become stronger, how it's changed us for the better, even though it's hard and it was painful and we didn't like what happened. It's like, how have I become a better person? I'm creating new thoughts about myself and my life. I'm starting and completing tasks quickly and easily. All right, my needs are as important as others. So sometimes we can think that other people's needs are more important than ours, and we may not always make the best choices in how we use our power. All right, so anyone else would like to say where the energy is stuck in their body? All right, so we're going to jump up into 12th chakra. Which is the universal chakra. All right, giving up of all things perishable, possessions, authority. So what are we hanging on to that's not really serving us at this point? All right, eternity is my existence. My lifespan is a drop in the ocean. I am one with all that is. So letting go of all earthly attachments, transcending the egoic mind and the passions and desires of the natural man. Their life is a testament to their divinities. They teach and lift the vibration of the planet. So the examples of this 12th chakra are Mother Teresa and St. Francis of Assisi. So I recently watched that movie Tina, which is about a Samoan lady that made a difference in a posh school in New Zealand. So it's like us being us is what is needed. And sometimes we don't feel good enough, or we don't feel that we have an influence on other people's life, or that we can't change the people that we'd like to change. So being able to feel that it's possible to make a difference where we are, and even to see the difference that we have already made and that we are making each day. So if I ask if there's something preventing us from feeling that we're worth it, there's some generational baggage here from mum's side of the family. And the men on that side. 17 generations of men. And some stuck emotions in the genes. All right, inability to claim one's own power. All right, so Jackie's saying my left lower rib area. So at the front or at the back? Some stuck emotions in your ribs. Deep emotional hurts that have not healed. Hello, Susanna, all the way from, I'm not sure where you are now. Are you in Slovakia or are you somewhere else? All right, so deep emotional hurts that have not healed. Age 7. Age 30. 52. All right, so Jackie says at the back, yeah, 52. All right, so I guess if you think about your lungs actually attach at the top here at the base of your neck. Zuma says, yes, I'm in Slovakia, yeah. And also they go right down like you've got to think about your diaphragm is under your ribs. So I can push that down a bit. So under your ribs here is the bottom of your lungs. So they come quite a long way down. All right, something else. So more feelings. Emotional needs not being met. So my emotional needs are worthwhile, because sometimes if we don't feel that we're worth it, then we're not willing to meet our emotional needs, and we tend to just shove that aside. But of course, it gets shoved aside and put somewhere in the body, isn't it? So it's like acknowledging what feelings we've shoved there and releasing them. All right, so openness versus boundaries. So some people are very closed. They don't let anybody in or anything in, very shut down. Some people are very open and they let anybody and anything in, which is not great either. So having like that balance between boundaries and openness. So generational baggage connected to the openness on mum's side of the family. Again, the men on that side. Like 53 generations of men. So I know when to keep my boundaries closed, and it's okay for me to open the boundaries to let people in that I love and trust. So if I ask if there's something else that's preventing us from feeling worthwhile, generational baggage again. Dad's side this time, dad's mum, again, men. 53 generations of men. So you can see these are very deep-seated patterns stuck in our generations. And the people that went before agreed to go before, and they were willing to carry these things, knowing that we would come and we would change it. So sometimes we're not feeling able to change it. All right, age 28. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 28? And what were you having trouble changing? Okay, so seventh chakra, crown chakra. All right, I'm worthy of divine love and protection. So generational baggage on that from mum's side of the family. Again, men. 23 generations of men. All right, I see my problems as lessons of growth, not as failure. I am fun and spiritual. I allow myself to be peaceful and balanced. So some generational baggage affecting our ability to be balanced from mum's mum. So mum's mum herself. So I'm allowing myself to be peaceful and balanced. I'm worthy of divine love and protection. All right, something's stuck in C5, which is our sugar circuit. All right, regular self-sabotage. All right, how might you self-sabotage yourself? Is it with food, or is it with sleep, or is it with our exercise, or is it with our boundaries or our lack of boundaries? All right, so Jackie says living in first house, renovating began. Right. So sugar, yeah. Yeah, sugar is an easy addiction, isn't it? It's at every supermarket checkout. Yeah, and nighttime, I think, is the time of weakness, isn't it? It's probably when we're tired. It's probably when we should give ourselves to go, permission to go to bed or to have a nice soak in the tub or even a walk out by the beach, even if it is late. Right, so hiding under all of this is age 3. So what did the 3-year-old in you need? What was she not getting? She side is aching. All right, so we still want to talk to the 3-year-old. So what did she need? What was she not getting that she wanted? So 3, attention is what I feel. And also what comes up is avoiding something that you're afraid of. So what were you afraid of when you were 3? Right, so her parents were consumed by my brother. Right. So if you're forgiving your parents, but you're still a bit mad with your brother. Something from age 26 also connected to your brother. And if I say I'm equal to my brother, you still don't feel equal to him. And would your parents give you food to shut you up? So afraid of him. Okay. Yes, he's been a powerful force in your life, hasn't he? Not always for good. All right, so this comes back to your birth. So Jackie said exhausting. It was exhausting. And I guess for you, for your birth, knowing that you were going to be not going to be kept, going to be, adopted is hard, isn't it? Because we feel like no matter how good or amazing we are, that people are not going to keep us. I forgive my birth dad for giving me up. Something else in the neck here, so C6 this time. Overcome by stresses. Yes, feeling stuck is stuck in there too. So age 6, stuck in your neck at C6. Unwilling to change for the better. And sometimes we kind of, it's like the saying of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Sometimes we're throwing ourselves out too, because it's like we're not feeling that we're worth the effort. We're not feeling worthy of love and even our own self-acceptance. Yes, feeling hopeless or it's no use. I never stop making the effort for myself. All right, age 17. So I don't know where to begin is the feeling. Yeah, and sometimes we have to break it down into like little Lego blocks of one little step at a time, because if we think about the whole picture and what we have to change, it does feel overwhelming. And then we don't take any steps. So you have to break it down to very, very tiny little steps. And I guess the beginning is to pray, to ask, to ask for help, to say I'm really stuck or I'm not feeling okay, and what do you want me to do? All right, so Jackie says 17 left home to get away from him. Yeah, because it was easier to fend for yourself on your own than to fend for yourself with him there, wasn't it? I no longer feel responsibility for my brother. So that comes from your birth dad. All right, so something in potential. All right, now a married man set me up. Right. So were you taken advantage of in this situation? All right, and we're going to use the console oil here. All right, so it soothes, console oil, it soothes emotional pain after periods of extreme stress or trauma. Console assists individuals who are burdened by loss, grief, or tragedy. When past emotional hurts surface, console can assist in releasing these emotional burdens. All right, so feeling traumatized is what's stuck in your lungs and in your ribs there. It's the trauma that you felt with your brother and then also with having to get away from your brother. And, feeling like you can heal. So you're not feeling able to heal. So that comes through your birth mum. Birth mum's dad's side of the family and the men. "83 generations of men." All right. There's that song, Aria India, I'm White. And she talked about how we are not our problems, or, we're not our family, or we're not the things that people have said to us or done to us. And happy to send you some console. All right, oregano oil is helpful in humility and non-attachment. So sometimes we're attached to the problem and we're seeing ourselves as the problem, whereas we're not the problem, we're the person experiencing these things, which is helping us to grow. But sometimes we just get so caught up in the problem and thinking we're the problem that it's hard to get out of that mindset. All right, on the deepest level, oregano dispels materialism and attachment that hinders growth and progress. So it may not be like an attachment to money as such, it might be an attachment to being seen in a certain way. So while using oregano, individuals may feel encouraged to end a toxic relationship, quit an oppressive job, or end a destructive habit. Oregano encourages true spirituality by inviting the soul to live in non-attachment, and teaches that devotion to a higher power includes letting go of rigidity, willfulness, negative attachments, and materialism. So often our addiction is about what we didn't feel okay about as a child and what happened to us as a result of those difficult circumstances, like the difficulty of living with your brother and parents that didn't know how to control him, and he was unleashed upon you, which would have been very frightening for a small child. All right, so Jackie says oregano oil too, please, extra large one. You're funny, Jackie. I think there are days that we all need oregano. All right, I release my old habit of fixed thinking and resist the opportunity to convert other people to my way of thinking. It could be me. All right, I dispel any materialism and egoic attachment to concepts that hinder my spiritual growth and progress. So sometimes the concept of us being broken or unfixable, and we know with the Saviour has already paid the price for whatever we did or have done or will do or may do. And it's like allowing him, he's already paid the price, so allowing ourselves to take advantage of what's already paid for. All right, I'm encouraged to live in non-attachment to objects, outcomes, where I live, and how I earn my living. Devotion to my higher power assists me in letting go of rigidity and willfulness. Yeah, sometimes we need to sort of like step outside of our head and have a look from the outside of what can we see here? How am I stuck? And, is there another way? Because sometimes we just feel like we're pushing against a brick wall and not going anywhere. Okay, Elizabeth says, using the gifts given to us. Yes, that's true. Faith, humility, love. All right, so T10, which is your kidneys. All right, holding on to feelings of resentment, anger, judgment, and blame. Feeling that if you hold on to your anger, it will hurt the other person rather than seeing how it hurts you and keeps you stuck. Refusal to change and see the other person's point of view. Yeah, so kidney problems, chronic tiredness, hardening of the arteries. All right, so we're going to plug in an adjustment for those ones that we've talked about today, C5, C6. Okay, clouded gifts with work around house. So my friend Kim had a sister, had a number of children and was working on her master's. And what she would do, she'd say, I'm just going to throw 20 minutes at something. Of course, it would end up being more than 20 minutes. But like whatever a problem is that you have, like just pick a drawer or a shelf or a half of a drawer and throw 20 minutes at it. Just do what you can in that 20 minutes. All right, so this goes back into our brow chakra. So like trusting our intuition, which door's calling me first, or, while we're sorting things out, being able to let go of the things. I listened to or re-listened to a near-death experience of somebody, and they had a lot of their mother's things and didn't feel they could let them go. But when she had this near-death experience, was out of her body, she realized she didn't need to keep the things of her mother. She still had all her memories. So it's like we don't need the things necessarily. We just need the memories, or to write down perhaps how we feel about it, or take a picture, and that's it. All right, mood being attached to outcome of events. So sort of measuring ourselves on how tidy our house is, or how good our body is, or measuring ourselves externally. All right, finding it hard to go to sleep or staying asleep. So sandalwood oil. So sandalwood is the oil of sacred devotion. So I think it's important that we do have that time where we do pray and just stop for a minute and ask God, what do you want me to do right in this moment? All right, I deeply love and respect the loving infinite intelligence that animates this universe and easily prioritize my daily practices of prayer and meditation. So you could use your sandalwood oil to help you say, right. So Jackie says, my memory is shocking, so I've kept Mum's stuff. Mum would not be attached to her stuff, and, if you need to take pictures of some of the things, take pictures, but keeping the stuff, every item that we retain has to occupy space in our brain. So our head is full of things rather than full of memories or good things. And sometimes what happens with people too, it's not safe to remember. And you're not feeling like you're able to remember. There's a guy called Dale Bresden, and I think he read a book called The End of Alzheimer's. And I remember going to a seminar where he spoke, and he had this woman, he took a video of this woman, and her brain was so bad that she had to have a sticky note on her dashboard to remind her of which side was left, which is scary to think someone like that was driving. And she used to work for a political party writing policy. Anyway, she went to this Dr. President, and he made her change her diet, and obviously maybe helped her with heavy metals and different things. And her brain became so good that she could remember languages she learned as a child. So our brain is always possible to be improved upon. Jackie said, yes, I forget to ask God. Sandalwood would be good. I easily forget to meditate. Yeah, it's almost like we have to put a reminder in our phone that this is what we need to do. So being able to remember some generational stuff from your birth dad, and the women on your birth dad's side. 43 generations of women. So lots of women. All right, something stuck in T3. Needing a little spinal adjustment today. Feeling lost. Acting as a slave to others and letting them take advantage. Always putting you last, which leads to exhaustion and burnout. You rely too much on the opinion of others instead of learning to trust and value your own wisdom, inner guidance, and intuition. So on a physical level, you may experience chest congestion, influenza, and upper and lower respiratory infections. So I think that's lower respiratory when we talked about your ribs there. Okay, so our next get together is the 25th of October, and I'm hoping that you, after today's call, will feel more that you're worth it, and that and not to be selfish, but self-care is actually very important, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, other people will have to take care of us later. So it's like self-care is paramount to health. So what you eat, what you drink, how you see yourself, all those things are very important to invest in yourself, and to, tell yourself that you're worth the effort of the food, you're worth the effort of having good water, you're worth the effort of the exercise, you're worth the effort of praying, you're worth the effort to God. He wants to talk to you, he wants to hear your tale of woe, and he wants you to feel his love. All right, so if I ask if there's something preventing you from feeling that love, some generational stuff. So birth, dad's dad, and the men. 7 generations of men past your granddad. Okay. All right. Let's check in on the ribs. And was anyone else complaining about any other areas? Going to see Crowded House 25th in the Hunter Valley. Oh, that'll be nice. Enjoy. And I think the next one's maybe the 27th of November. That'll be the last one for the year. All right. Thank you for those that are on the call. I know it's early now that we're back into daylight saving. It feels so hard to get up. But anyway, grateful for your effort, grateful for you being you, grateful for you sharing a little bit of you. And even if it feels a bit hard to share you, we're grateful. And we're grateful for your journey and all that you have endured and what you're teaching us through what you've endured. And sending you love and hugs and wanting you to feel that you are so worth it and that you're worth to put effort into yourself each and every day, never seeing that you're not worthwhile, always seeing that you're worthy of God's love, and you have a heavenly Father and a heavenly Mother that both love you dearly. And I'm sure we chose our parents and our bloodlines for the difficulties that they would bring and how we would grow through these difficulties. So yes, thank you everybody, and I'm happy to share and happy to be on your team. We are a great team, and we're the light people in this time of darkness in the world. We need to shine. So keep shining. Okay, see you. It's just Margaret. I've just noted yours. I've got a load of weight. Okay. Age 6 on the weight. Not feeling worthy of support. Age 8 as well. $12, 52. So it's just some false beliefs surrounding that. I no longer need to hide. Age 8. Things stuck in your head. Age 3. feeling defensiveness. Okay. Thank you again for those that are on the YouTube here, and I'm going to end the stream now, but thank you for joining in and listening. I'm grateful to you and hope that you can feel that you're worth the effort.